I got to go to the security bit. Mark. Mick! How are you? Alright?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, Ian said it was alright if I would come in and do a bit of filming today. Cheers, Mick.
Okay.
So here we are, mate. BMA house. It's a big old building. Me late auntie Joan, she started here as a school leaver, I think, when she was 15 or 16. And then, yeah, my mum worked here in a few spells before she had me, then she left. She's done a few other jobs and then she come back. So yeah, as I say, like, you know, sort of, yeah, between the three of us, yeah, it's sort of around about 100 years like service. But yeah, I mean, so lots of fantastic memories. I've met some wonderful people, some friends. A lot of us still keep in contact with each other. Yeah, some fantastic sort of leaving dues, parties. Yeah, a lot. Obviously, as time changes, the culture, but even long before I worked here, like every Friday, like there'd be like, you know, one office that sort of, oh yeah, there's a party in that office on the Friday afternoon, and yeah, it was a lot more sort of relaxed and casual back then. But some real good times here, and obviously sad times, as we're going to discuss as we walk along now in here. The old Hastings, where it used to be called the Hastings room, but it's moved into a few more things. I don't know if we can get in here. Yeah, we can. As I say, when the bus went up, as I say, it's on the song. Like, yeah, this is what, as I said, like, if you can see it through there, it's like the old marbled halls and above it. But this used to be like the old information services. I reckon it's lucky a woman weren't in that day, like, because when the bus went up and the pole come through the window, and if she was sitting in her chair, then I think like she might have been decapitated, or you know, she wouldn't have been here anymore. After what happened, come back. You know, people like was being sort of like carried in and like I think used it. I didn't even come out into this bit. I didn't really see anything with my own eyes, and I'm glad I didn't, because what other people saw, say most of them sort of had to leave like leave on medical grounds, because you know what they went through, and it was too tough for them to come back and work and stuff, and so totally understandable. They say, but they was using this out there. So luckily a few of the doctors was on site here, and they was sort of trying to look after people, and yeah, definitely. There's Big Mike on the security. Top Arsenal man, which is always good. Lovely gentleman, like most people here are. But yeah, so we're going to take a walk. Right, let's go over the road.
Hey, John.
Cheers, Mick. Ta-ra, mate. Yeah. Now this is where the roof went up. Say a sound you can't describe, and a sound you never forget. And I'm lucky really to be telling the tale, because I could have easily, or me and my colleague could have easily been standing like we normally did, standing here, having a cigarette, or cutting through to deliver the mail, and you know, it could easily been caught up in that. So up there, so I never saw anything with my own eyes, but I was right above the impact, let's say, on the 3rd floor. So when it went up, like, yeah. And then, as I say, when all the pictures and that after, you know, like the blood on the pavement, the blood on the walls. Yeah. And then blood on the ceiling in the marble halls. Yeah. And you know, even a few years later, you could smell the cordite of like that. Hello, Joe. It's we are videoing. You can be in the video. This is Joe, a local. We drink together in the Dolphin and all that. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Just doing a bit of filming for the music.
Okay,
Just
cool.
explaining about like my roots here at the BMA and what happened on the 7/7.
And I only live behind it.
Well,
and,
yeah.
And I'm going to buy his music. I'm going to buy your music.
Good man.
Keep you going.
All right.
I'll
Good
catch
to see you later.
All right,
Cheers,
take care.
Hello, mate. If that woman was sitting right where we was here, the pole went through the window. Yeah, she's lucky she was off that day. So yeah, it was all here. So now we're going to go over to the Tavistock Square Gardens here. Real surreal feeling, you know, everyone was screaming and that, was the bomb inside the building and it was outside and, you know, as I say, crying, screaming, you know, and they all, well, I never saw it, as I say, I just felt the impact, but I'm glad I didn't see anything.
On the third floor, when all of a sudden there was a loud bang, and life was no more. A sound you can't describe, a sound you'll never forget, and those blood-stained eyes, the tears are still wet. Final call. Their final call. There was blood on the pavement, there was blood on the walls, there was blood on the ceiling, in the marble hall. Found heads, legs, arms, fingers and toes, and whatever else on their eyes will know. For a thing called a sacrifice, what an awful crime. Remains the dagger forever in our broken hearts. Our broken hearts.
Yeah, so last year I met my mate Steve, who used to be on the security. I mean, he had to wear all the chemical suits and all that, and he had to, you know, over here, you know, as I said, finding all different sorts of body parts and having to go around in the chemical suits, you know. To say it was a lot, you know. He had to he took retirement on the sick, and to say, you know, I count myself lucky, one, that I weren't standing out here, and I'm lucky to be here telling you like the events of it. But yeah, them images, they must stay with you forever. Like, you know, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like it was like last year we met here and laid some flowers down and everything, and yeah, one had a few pints, ran a stops in the Boot, and then went on to the McGlynston and the Dolphin, and you know, that's when it comes to us. I never ever thought about writing about that day, but then started what he was saying, and you know, and it just started sort of, the lyrics just started flowing, and yeah, and it turned into yeah, the final call, which isn't a pretty song, but it's the truth. You know, about that day, the experience. Yeah, you know, it's always going to be there. But you have to live in hope, and you know, it's like, and then think about it all them years later, it sort of puts everything into perspective, really. Yeah, you know, we're just all passing through it. We've all ain't got any names. We're just numbers. There's only, you know, who knows what time limit you've got on this earth. But yeah, to be cut short like that, and you know, wrong place, wrong time, harsh. I feel for all their families and everyone, not just here, all the other sites as well on that day. And you know, it ain't just here, you know, it's just a thing, you know, it's everything that happens over the world, what's happening like in Israel and all that, and all the wars there, and for what? Really? What? By religion? A piece of land? Come on, you could all merge up and like be all in it together. Will it ever happen? I don't know, mate. But yeah, the harsh realities of life.
Lives sacrificed in a moment. The sound of sirens that remain so potent. We would never forget the brave would fall. The crying and screaming, their final call. For an act in time, they was the sacrifice that remains the dagger forever and ever in our broken hearts. Our broken hearts. People are gone, but the memory lives on. We'll never forget the sound of that awful bomb. So we congregate every year for those we held so close and dear. And the 7-7 would be forever their final call. The